Sweat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweat's a big presence.
I don't think you can
Get girls. Get girls, man.
What is that? What he says?
Is that what Knight says? Wait, hold on. Is that Knight? Knight, you're in the call. Welcome. What's going on, dude?
I think your perception of Knight is a little bit skewed.
That's a bit of an unfair perception of that poor kid.
That's funny.
I don't think I've ever heard him say "get girls."
Only thing that guy talks about is Pokemon and Dark Souls. That's it. Nothing else.
And peanut butter burgers.
And peanut butter burgers. You know what, though?
I can't do Knight because that's gross. I
gotta appreciate Knight, though. He actually did go out and start eating a lot of the food that we like recommended for him to go try. So like, I do appreciate that. Like, you know, that's quality from him.
There you go.
I'll never try a peanut butter burger.
No, I don't think I will either.
Same here.
You have to. Come on, you have to. Surely, you're there. You're in the vicinity, Todd. You have to try it.
Does anyone sell peanut butter burgers around here?
They do.
They do. You have to. You have to.
We might have to check it out then.
You have, please,
I'm sure
please.
Alex knows where.
Make a vlog. Make a vlog. It was so funny.
I would only try that if I was with all you guys. That's the only time I would try it.
Well, come on over, Flame. Ohio's what, a 9-hour drive?
No big deal.
No one wants to come to Ohio right now.
Yeah. I swear it's safe. There's no crazy chemicals.
Oh dear, yeah, I did see that. That's a bit scary.
Dude, ever since I've arrived in the US, so much crazy shit's happened.
You just bring it with you. It's part of the. You know, that's just what it is, man.
Welcome to the US.
Welcome to the US, and welcome to another episode of the Good Great Perfect podcast. What's going on, everyone? If you guys can see in the splash screen overlay, you might see a different name this time because Broseph doesn't have speakers on his PC, so Karissa has taken the helm, and that also means Karissa, welcome to another episode of GGP.
Oh, hey guys.
Guest starring once again. She's actually taken the place of Knight. Knight has retired from the podcast. Chris is now taken.
Retired from life.
Hey, yo, relax. You can't say the man's retired from life. That's an insane comment. But no, we are back with another episode. Knight is unfortunately sick today. You know, we gave him some time off work because, you know, he's been a busy boy. But yeah, he's a bit ill today, so he's going to take the day off. Episode 85, so we are closely approaching that episode 100 goal in due time. But other than that, you have the usual suspects of myself, Flame, and Todd. And, you know, Flame has taken the helm, and he's given us a list of topics to talk about this week. But I will start with the generic kind of conversation we always have, is what's everyone been up to, how you all been, what's been going on in life? You know, it's good to always catch up in these regards. I'll kick it to Flame, I reckon. What have you been up to?
I've been pretty good, you know. I've been on my same tomfoolery.
Yep.
You know, I went to go see the Kaguya movie, which I'm sure we'll probably talk about at some point.
Banger.
So good.
Let's go.
That shit was a super banger.
Let's go. Big dub.
I don't know about super banger.
You wouldn't understand, Todd.
You wouldn't understand, Todd. You haven't read it. You don't get it.
Don't make me drop my analysis right now. We're not.
Oh, man, we dropped a 4-hour video essay.
We're not doing this. No, but I mean, I've been okay. I just I've been working and stuff.
Nice.
Super Bowl was kind of crazy. But yeah, nothing much. I've been trying to play some games and stuff, but I'm still in a little bit of a slump. But I've been pretty good.
Good. Love to hear that. I'll chuck it to Karissa. What have you been up to? Let us know. For the peeps that are at home who you haven't seen you in a long time. What's been up?
I haven't been up to much of anything. I'm kind of
You haven't been up, period. You've been lying down a lot, is what I've heard.
Yeah. I'm a little incapacitated since I broke my leg.
Oh dear.
But it was totally worth saving that toddler from the polar bear.
Yeah. Big news story coming soon.
Yeah.
GGP exclusive. GGP exclusive news story coming hot.
Crazy, man. It was so crazy. But other than basically just recovering, and I've got Todd playing nurse since my surgery.
Yep. Love that.
I've been off work since.
Love that.
I took off work a lot for the leg, and I've
Mhm.
just been playing games.
Yeah, you go back to work next week.
Yeah.
Lovely. Ugh.
Are you able to work
Yeah.
from home? Like, are you allowed to, or?
Yeah, I was able to work from home. I had already planned to be off for a week and a half
Yeah.
when Todd was coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily that kind of played out around the same time.
Yeah.
But I had to do like a lot of half days for doctor's appointments.
Yeah, fair.
And then for the surgery, I had to take a day and a half off.
But you had to do what you had to do.
I had to do what I had to do.
Plenty of time to play treasure map, right? Right? Right?
Yeah, I'm on nav 7, I think.
700. Whoa, Karissa, that's amazing. That's a record.
I wish.
No.
I can't.
Motivation's low.
Sucks.
No,
it's a bad one.
It is a horrible treasure map. It is. It really is. But
it might be up there with being the worst of all time, to be honest. It's in the discussion.
I would agree. I think if you don't have the exact subset of units, like you're running like no boosters just to get around stuff.
Even with the boosters, you can.
The boosters are so shit.
Have a hard time. Yeah.
Whitey Bay, I don't care. Doesn't matter. It's just, it's so frustrating. This
we
TM.
can set that for the next week. Next.
Yeah, next.
I'm lucky I got Teach.
We're gonna
the special reverse because
I know. I'm so happy too. I pulled Teach as well, and I'm like, now looking back at it, I'm like, thank God I pulled him. I got the
first
lowest
thing
one.
is, I was like, wow, he's totally useless because I can just use Nami, and then.
and then Bandai said no.
Just kidding.
Wasn't it weird that they did like the little update to Nami's like the order of the things that happened? So like the special reverse didn't affect Nami or whatever. I found that very interesting.
It is weird, but at the same time, you can get around it. Like
Correct.
It's not the end of the
just
world.
Pull the boosters.
Like it's just put on Nami and you're good to go. But
yeah,
still,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Todd, how you been? Tell us, catch us up.
Yeah, so I'm in the United States and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Until the end of March. So I'll be here for quite a while, hanging out with Karissa, playing nurse, all the good stuff.
Love that.
It's been pretty cool so far. With even though Karissa's not doing the greatest, we've still been going out and doing some stuff, which is cool. We
did see the Kaguya.
Yeah, on Valentine's Day we went out for dinner and we went and saw the Kaguya movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it was a movie.
That's insane.
He doesn't understand.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it, guys.
He doesn't get a few episodes of Kaguya with me, and I get the appeal, but it's just not my kind of thing. I get it.
That's fair.
I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I watched it all in 2 days when I was recovering from surgery.
Yeah, and you loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Banger show.
We went out for the Super Bowl. We went out to a bar, and the Super Bowl itself, the game was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad that in our opinion, Rihanna wasn't the best halftime.
I did not. I was not entertained.
She's pregnant again. That was my question.
That's the first thing I said. I was like, she's totally pregnant.
Rocky laying pipe. He's fucking laying pipe. My man's got no chill. His dad season truly well inverse.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's cool. And then we've been playing a lot of One Piece card game as well. Actually,
nice. Yeah, that'd be sick.
We're going out to a lot of local stores, like twice a week. Two different stores. Mm-hmm. We go out and play the One Piece TCG, and then there's the pre-release that's occurring at the start of March for the new set. Oof.
Are you smoking people? Or are they good?
I wouldn't say smoking. It's hit or miss. Sometimes we do really good. Sometimes it's like, we're just having a bad day.
Yeah, fair. My days. There you go.
But yeah, been good.
Awesome.
And how about you, Pappy? What you been up to, my friend?
Been all right so far. Life's just been kind of cruisy. Work's been going well. I've just been kind of just in the swing of things, I suppose, more than anything. Yeah. Right? Just in the motion of the ocean. But yeah, nothing amazing. Just kind of just moving on.
Anything you got planned coming up?
Honestly, like no, which is a first, because usually we'd be like concert hunting like at this time of year, but friends are like doing different kinds of things and like that kind of stuff. I will say I have gotten into badminton recently. So we've been playing badminton like twice a week at the moment, which has been super fun. Really good cardio. like just a really interesting sport. Like sweat a lot, which is really good. So
is that the one with the shuttlecock?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like hitting cock. That's my favorite thing to do
Yeah,
on day to day. You know, I love cock. Anyway, but yeah, that's when we need. That's where Karissa's meant to be the knight and be like, hey yo, or pause. But no, everything's been good. Everything's been positive. You know, lots of good stuff going on. Like lots of good family things happening right now. So lots of you know, just good vibes at the moment, which I think is a good change of pace for this moment in time. But Todd did mention the One Piece card game, so let me know what's been happening. Set 3 has been released. You've been mentioning the pre-releases in March. Give us the lowdown. What's been going on?
Yeah, so Set 2 is going to be releasing in English March 10th. So if you haven't got your pre-orders in, it's going to be pretty difficult to get them now, depending on where you are and where you're located. But Set 2 is going to be big. They've got pre-release events happening at local stores.
I suggest if you don't have booster boxes to try to get in on the pre-release at your local shops, because they may have set aside some booster boxes for those participating in the pre-release tournaments.
The thing is, though, is that there's still a lot of people that want to get into the game, and the first set it hasn't been reprinted. The starter decks are get a hold of. Right. And like, if you want to get into the game, you kind of need the starter decks to like get you started, because they actually have a lot of the core cards that you need in order to play. So it's a bit of a shame, honestly, with how things are going. But if you have already an established collection and decks already made, moving into Set 2, it is a bit easier to move in and actually like start building with the new cards. But if you're starting with Set 2, it actually is pretty hard to build a deck out of that. Yeah.
But I think May is when Set 1 reprints, right?
Yeah, May apparently, which is like it's so long away.
Is that, what's that like? Almost like 6 months since it released initially.
Yeah. December.
Is that a common thing to take that long to reprint, or what's the deal
I'm not
there?
really sure.
I feel like it shouldn't be that, especially not on a first set. I mean, how else are you going to get people into your game if there's not enough product to support the demand? Like your game's gonna die before it can.
But that's the thing is like all these events are selling out so quickly. Like we signed up for the online event, which is like running through like a Discord server using your webcam to show your playmat and stuff. But like the rewards that you get out of it are really good, and like all the events sold out in like less than 5 minutes.
It was less than 2 minutes because I couldn't get into one of them.
Yeah,
I got in. I clicked the buttons like simultaneously, and it was at 10:02, and I could not get in. I was already on the wait list.
I know Flame, you were. Sorry, Flame. I know you were like umming and ahhing. How's your situation been with trying to hop into the cards as well?
Well, unfortunately, as big as New York is, they don't really do too much stuff like that over here. I guess it's not as popular.
So, you just aren't looking in the right place.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
New York. I'm sure there's somewhere.
I think it's out in the suburbs.
No, like we have card shops. I just don't think they have the One Piece cards, because like everywhere I've been to, like I haven't been like card shop hunting, but like when I'm out and about, I'll take a peek.
Yeah,
and I never see them. Like I don't even see empty boxes or nothing. Like
wow, okay,
yeah.
So, I'm thinking about just collecting the Japanese cards, because I do want the English cards, but they're way more expensive. Because
they're so hard to get.
Do you want it for collection purposes or to actually play? Like, what's your mindset?
I'm not playing the game because, like I said, nobody over here really does that, and I don't think I really. I don't think I'd find people to play the One Piece card game with.
Right.
But I would personally just want to collect them.
Yeah, that's fair. We had my friend actually was a judge at the big Australia tournament that happened recently, and there was a very great story that came out of that tournament. Was that all the prize cards were stolen?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I read about that.
Which is cards. So what he told me was that the prize cards were like locked up before, like, at the end of play or something like that, and then like the following day they just like put them out or whatever, and then just they're gone or something like that. So there's someone just I think it was like an inside job. Some judge probably came in and swiped them. But according to him, there's no like resale value, or like you can't sell them because they're like serialized, or I don't know what he was saying.
They're hot.
Yeah, the Luffy card. So like the top 8 all get like a Luffy card, and it's like serialized, numbered out of 700. And like that one, I don't know how you're even going to go about selling that, because you know it's got a number associated to it, so people can realize like, oh wait, that's the one that was stolen.
Correct.
So I don't know how that's going to work, but there are other prize cards that were stolen that aren't serialized, so those ones could still be moved.
I think it was supposed like 160,000 Australian dollars of product or something like that. That was taken, or like, which is just an unfathomable amount of money.
So expensive.
And then, but then he told me that the event organizer just called like the Japan people, and then the Japanese guy was like, "Yeah, that's no problem. We'll just send you more cards." So it was like no big deal. But at the same time, like, what an asshat! Like, you got to be some neek to just sit there. Like, I'm gonna steal these. Like, come on, dog. It's not worth it, man.
That is like douchebaggery at its finest.
Yeah.
I just found it funny.
They didn't get like the police involved or anything like that.
I mean, in Australia, they'd be like, "Yeah, it's fucking cardboard, cunt. What do we do about it?" That's what they'd be like.
Man, I mean,
no, but that's the problem though. Like, you could, like, if you went to a police officer here and you said, "Yeah, this Luffy card is worth $10,000," he'd be like, "Why?" And it doesn't matter. Like, if you can't demonstrate the value of the product, like, there's no cause for concern, because in the eyes of the generic public sees it as cardboard. Like, how is this card?
Very hard to value.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you guys need more nerdy police officers.
I think we need to get like a government body to just like to start valuing product and, you know, expanding over not just like cards but like figurines and like car models and everything like that has to have some sort of like value.
It goes into all collectible markets, because even when it comes to like if you're trying to insure your collection.
Correct.
It's hard to value, like it's hard to actually prove the value of all of your collectibles. So yeah, I don't know. I do agree that there has to be some kind of body to protect people in regards to that, but yeah, it's just a really like gray area.
Yeah, 100%. But I just found it funny, like, you know, obviously it sucks for the tournament winners and stuff like that, but it's just such a like it's such a funny thing that somebody could have just gone and stole them. Like, it's like, where are you putting them? Where, like, surely you don't just, like, I don't, anyway. I watched your video, Todd, on the OP3, the new card list. What are your thoughts on that at the moment? How are you feeling about it?
It's interesting. I don't really know in terms of, like, the meta, which deck is going to be the best, but it introduces the new yellow color, which is really interesting. And, yeah, it just introduces a new way to play the game, and obviously brings my boy Mr. Slam Jam Katakuri. So you already know when that drops in English, I'm going to be playing that. But then, like, it drops a new Ace deck as well. A really interesting Nami deck is brought into the fray. And then moving forward into set 4, which they've already kind of announced, that set 4 is going to be kind of like a mash between Dressrosa and Alabasta. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of cards they do for that. So... it's interesting. I'm not really too well versed in like the Japanese cards per se, but yeah, I just can't wait for them to come out in English, because that's when I can actually like play with them.
I have a noob question. Is it common for this many sets to release in that kind of frequency?
Yeah, so if we just go by the English release, it was in December and then early March. So it's like what, 4 months?
Yep.
Yeah, usually, yes, that's like, what, 3 sets a year?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty
low. Okay.
Yeah, 3 months. So it's like 1 a quarter.
Yeah, if you go like Pokemon released like 4 mainline sets a year, and then there's like a bunch of like subsidiary sets that they release.
Right.
Yeah, like 3 to 4 is about average, yeah.
Because I don't know, like, I guess like from an outsider's perspective, or like someone that just like hovers, it seems very much so that like a lot of cards are just like coming out at like a clip. And like, I guess that's like a good thing, because it keeps people involved in the product and in the scene itself. But then like my business mind kind of looks at it and is like, well, are you oversaturating the market? But then on the contrary, you guys are saying that it's literally impossible to buy anything from set 1. So Like, I don't know how much of an oversaturation is really occurring.
Side is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna buy it regardless, just because it says One Piece on it.
Yeah. Yep.
In Japan, the game is massive right now.
Yeah, and I think in English, the sets are coming out slower than they did for JP.
Right.
So that's why we're like, there's 4 sets out. This just happened in December, but JP actually got theirs earlier.
Yeah.
JP released before English did. So...
Oh yeah, way earlier. Yeah, we had to wait a long time for the first English set. I was gonna say something in regards to the.
Do you think? Okay, so do you think then that like looking back on it now as like a retrospective? Do you think that this card game now holds longevity after like we've now had it for like 6 months or however long we've had it now? Do you think that it would be played like to like a great extent like things like Pokemon and stuff, or like what's your? I mean, I don't know much about card games, sorry, but like what's kind of the gist of it at the moment in terms of how long will it be played, or will it just be a fad and kind of end, or what's kind of the feel right now?
That's true, yeah, because the IP itself carries it pretty hard because One Piece is super popular.
It'll probably be like Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball's
still play. Yeah.
People still play Dragon Ball, but
And
it's
Digimon.
literally just the hardcore fans because of the name.
Right.
Yeah, or like people that have like you know, they're so invested into the game that like it's hard to quit at that point. Like, what's the name for that?
Addicted.
Gambler's fallacy.
Yeah, the fallacy.
Gambler's fallacy.
Fallacy. Yeah, like you know, they've spent so much in the game that for them to quit, it's like, oh, you know, I'm wasting all this time and effort and money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like the same team that manages the One Piece card game also do the Digimon and the Dragon Ball card game. Those games have been out for longer and they're still doing reasonably well. So I have no reason to believe that the One Piece card game is going anywhere anytime soon.
Yep.
Yeah, especially since One Piece is still pumping out new shit.
Yeah, exactly. Digimon and Dragon Ball don't like even have anything going. I mean, the Dragon Ball manga is still happening, but One Piece is still going really strong.
The fuck Bulma.
What is your favorite card from the new set, other than Katakuri? I was going to add the caveat then. Flame, other than Pudding. Just hold that.
From new set, what card do I really like?
Because there are some sick cards here. Like I'm looking at I'm looking at the list now. Like, what are these wanted poster cards? Are they just like regular?
So cool.
Yeah, those are really cool. They're actually reprints of all the cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they reprinted some cards that were like prevalent in set 1 as these wanted poster rares, and they're very hard to get. Apparently, in a case of 12 boxes, you only get 1.
Shit.
So they are very hard to get, and I assume that when they come out in English, they'll be pretty expensive. Yeah.
Right.
Like not all of them are actually like super good. Like the Luffy card is probably the best one.
Is that Rush Luffy?
Yeah, it's the 5-cost Rush Luffy. He's very good. And there's like the Dofi, who's not very good. He's fine. Then there's 8-cost Kid.
Yep.
Which is a good card, but
amazing card.
He doesn't see much play after set 2, unfortunately.
So I'll be playing.
There's just too many cards that deal with 8-cost Kid now.
Yeah. Plus, I'm changing to a black deck.
Yeah.
These cards, like the Nami, like that Nami, like the black and white one, and the Ace.
Yeah, all the leaders, the ultimate leaders look amazing.
Incredible.
I love that new altar leader art. Like I love that.
Because before they used to have the manga panel, like the close-up faces of the characters.
I love this.
They changed it to this like watercolor, like splash artwork.
I love it. I think it looks incredible.
I love the new altars. I think it's way better than the manga panel.
I think it's my favorite card in the set at the moment. I mean, it's hard because there's so many cool cards, but there is a couple that I like. There's this weird event card, and so some decks utilize stages, and stages are pretty strong. But up until this point, there wasn't really a way to get rid of stage cards.
Oh, that's
And now
right.
the black deck has a card that can KO the opponent's stage cards.
Is it the Kaku?
Yeah, it's a Kaku stage card. So that's really cool. It's a really powerful effect. And it kind of just makes the Kaido deck like useless in a way because the Kaido is so
reliant
on that stage card.
Yeah.
But then there's also a 10-cost Big Mom in the set with the horrifying.
I was gonna say, is that the nightmare? Is that the nightmare fuel? Is that the nightmare fuel one? Ew.
That Big Mom card, even though it looks disgusting, it is one of the most powerful cards in the entire game. It's very strong.
Imagine your opponent plays that card. Like you're just
I'll
like,
rip it.
nope, thanks.
I'd rip it.
Good
I'd rip
game,
it. I'm ripping the card. I'm ripping the card. I don't want to see that shit.
I'd like to sleep tonight. Thank you.
Exactly. I will
Yeah.
admit, Flame pudding card goes fucking
The
crazy.
pudding card's very cool.
Yeah,
and it's very
pudding's
good.
fire.
Yeah.
Everything they go. Oh, all these cards are so gorgeous.
If I had to pick other than pudding, I'd take the alternate artwork Nami.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm looking at these
Very
Marco
cool.
cards. Jesus Christ, they look incredible. I love Marco. These
Very good. Marco,
it's
yeah.
so the temptation to just buy and collect is so extremely high. But I have to stay I have to stay focused because I can't afford this shit, man. But it's
crazy.
so
Like,
good.
When set 1 first came out, I could have bought a lot of it, and I decided no, I'm only going to buy just a handful of boxes. But
Yeah.
like looking back at it, if I bought like 2 or 3 cases, like 1 case would have made my money back.
Yeah, you'd have flipped it for bread. Yeah.
Yeah, but hindsight,
Hindsight, exactly. Or hindsight 2020, right? You wish.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I guess I don't know, like if this is even a good question or not. But like, is there anything that any kind of like expectations you have of the card game going forward? Like, is there anything that you would want to see like added, like any kind of specific cards that counter specific things or anything of the sort there? Or are you just happy with how the game is kind of being handled so far?
I would like a ban list.
A ban list would be a really good
So
idea.
not necessarily to ban. I don't think any card needs a full ban, and
No,
not
not
yet,
yet.
not at this point. But there are certain cards that need to be limited.
Yeah, so you can run a maximum of 4 copies per card in a deck, but some cards are so oppressive that they probably need to be monitored.
Yeah, like 10-drop Kaido should be limited.
8-cost kid.
No, 8-cost kid is great.
So
dude.
how would you
Already.
handle the bans in that sense then? Like if you're not going to outright ban is that how it works? The card gets outright banned, or
they could do something interesting that another game that I really enjoy following, Flesh and Blood, they do a really good job of their ban list.
Yep.
And the way that they do it is because that card game is so focused around you choosing like a leader, and then your deck is centered around your leader. It's kind of similar in the One Piece card game.
Yep.
Where you could have a card be quote unquote restricted, where like no deck can use it ever, but then you can also have it being like suspended, where it's like it's suspended until the leader is no longer like relevant or something like that.
Okay, interesting.
It could be focused
I
around
don't
the
know
leaders.
if that would work though, because when you think about the dual leaders, so like Jet Pistol, for instance, because I lost to Jet Pistol and I'm still super salty about that. Say you limit Jet Pistol because Zoro is now top. It's knocked out, so Zoro suspended. Well, you can't play Jet Pistol then in Luffy. You can't play it in Whitebeard. You can't play it in the Law deck. Like, you can't play it in any of the other red decks. So I don't think that
Or what if you say, if you're running Zoro, you can't use Jet Pistol?
Thank you!
But then it gets so granular, I suppose, at that point.
You just move over to a Luffy deck where you can run 4. So I think that the card itself needs to get limited. And I'm not saying to ban it completely. No card in this game needs to be taken out or removed. But there are certain ones that need to be limited. Just because it makes it almost impossible for an opponent to even play the game if there's
the
4 of them in there.
Surprisingly, for how many cards have released, like it actually is like it's pretty well balanced at the moment.
Yeah,
I was
like a really good pilot of a deck can beat just about anybody. To be honest, it is. There are some leaders that are just straight up bad, but the average leader, you can use it to beat just about anything.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But then on 10-drop Kaidos you 4 times in a row. It only takes 2 turns to get it back.
Yeah.
I guess my final question, I suppose, then before we move on, is what do you think is the current like quote unquote tier list or meta, or where do you think people? Like take it as an example of like if I'm wanting to get into the game or somebody who's listening is wanting to get into the One Piece card game, what would your approach be to that?
I would recommend a kid deck because green is the easiest and cheapest to build, I think.
I think Kaido is the cheapest to build.
Well, you would need all the SRs because you would need to get the starter decks. You need 10-drop Kaido. No, you don't need it.
Well, you need the SR kids. You need the SR Lords.
That's it. Those are the only SRs outside of the starter deck, and I've only bought one starter deck.
For the Kaido deck, you only need 3 10-drop Kaidos and you need 3 kids in a kid deck. You need 4 laws in a
You
law
don't need.
deck.
I didn't play 4 laws.
Yeah, but law.
And I only played 2 kids.
And law is one of the more expensive SRs as well.
Yeah.
10-drop Kaido isn't as
I
expensive
still think
as law.
that the green is the easiest because.
Well, green is probably the best deck for a beginner to jump into, no doubt.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of the cheapest, Kaido is the cheapest.
I don't think so because you have to do 9 cost Kaido, 10 cost Kaido, 7 cost King.
You don't need
cost,
King.
6 cost King.
6 cost King is in the starter deck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So you need to get the starter deck, and you need to be able to get 3 10-drop Kaidos.
Yeah, but the same argument for the kid deck. What are you talking about?
I don't think so. I think I'm right.
She's wrong, by the way. Either way, it's purple or green.
Purple or green.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.
We're talking about like tier lists. The best deck is probably Kid. I think it's the most consistent deck.
Right.
Kaido, if it draws the right cards, can beat any deck, but it's a little inconsistent.
It can be inconsistent.
Because if they don't draw their stage card early, it's just it's hard for them to.
But the same can go with Kid because you saw I literally drew half of my deck and not a single attack card could be drawn, and I lost.
Yeah, well, that's in any circumstance.
Yeah, that's
we're just
what I'm
talking
saying,
about
like,
generally speaking.
Generally speaking, I should at least get 1 attack card in the first 40 cards.
Laura Large
Generally
says.
speaking, I think the Luffy leader or
Zoro.
pure red Luffy and then Zoro, those decks are still very good to use. Blue decks probably wouldn't worry about it. They're not as good currently.
We've seen an uprising in the Blurple Croc too.
Yeah, the blue purple crocodile deck. It's I wouldn't say it's a top deck, but it's just
it's toxic.
It's very toxic. Yeah, it's very
stall out your opponent.
Love that.
It's nothing but stalling out your opponent.
Because like blue and purple have these event cards, which are like spell cards or trap cards, and like they are really good defensively, and they have cards that they can use. The blue purple crocodile has cards they can use to recur their event cards. So they can continuously defend themselves. Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah, and purple has so many big hitters that it's just and then like bouncing things back to your hand, putting it at the bottom of the deck. Like it's toxic. Yeah, but it takes a lot of skill.
Yeah,
there you go.
But overall, purple and green if you want to get into the game.
Perfect.
Yeah, I recommend green.
There we go. Awesome sauce, ladies and gentlemen. One Piece card game. I think it's gonna be like kind of a recurring topic for us, whilst it's still it's still a pretty positive thing. I think we have a couple of different perspectives on it, which I think is really good.
Actually, when we have our next pod, that is non-treasure cruise.
Oh, it will be the next set will be out. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that'd be good to chat about as well. So look forward to our deep dive there. You guys want to chat about the Super Bowl? I didn't watch it, but do you guys want to chat about it? Anything worth discussing there?
I was so disappointed in the halftime show.
It was a good game. Like
the game itself was very good.
The Eagles were up early, and then the Chiefs came back.
Who are you guys going for? Who are you guys going for before the end result?
I was going for the Eagles because 2 of their guys on their list were Aussies.
Oh, slay.
Thus, I was also going for the Eagles. Gotta support my man.
Yeah.
I was going for the Eagles, Andy, because the Chiefs beat my Bengals.
Oh. So how did you guys think about the game as a whole? What were your thoughts overall?
It was great.
The game itself was so good. It was so close.
Oh, except for when we were at the bar, and then the guy at the bar couldn't figure out the audio, and then when he eventually got the audio figured out, it was in the wrong language.
We were watching it in Spanish for like 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
That's L. That's big L.
I was like listening, and I was like, does he not? Should I say something? Like, this is definitely Spanish. Like, should I say something? Like, does he know that this is in Spanish?
Yeah.
And then he finally realized it, and he was like, "Oh, this is in Spanish." I was like, "Yeah."
Bruh, come on, dog.
I wasn't sure if anyone else realized it. This is in Spanish.
Everyone just knows Spanish in the bar. So there's no stress. We know what's going on.
Then they were too drunk to realize that they couldn't understand it.
So I'm looking at the scorecard here. First quarter was 7-7. Then second quarter, the Eagles put on 17 extras as well. Was that 24? Was that 24-14? It's a big lead.
Yeah.
By halftime. And then you're at what, 27-21, and then Kansas just fucking put on a masterclass in the final quarter. Jesus.
Yeah, I think there were some really stupid plays by the Eagles. They gave up the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Towards the end, and they just lost it.
Anything controversial? Any calls? Anything that shouldn't have happened aside from Rihanna's performance at halftime?
Yes.
I can't remember anything off the top of my head.
What do you think, Flame? What was it?
So one of the biggest calls at the end of the game was they called a holding call against the Eagles, but
that's right. Right as we're going in for the touchdown, right?
Yeah, it was very controversial though because he grabbed him, but like it was like very lightly.
On that.
Yeah, I mean it was holding, but the reason everyone was mad was because there was no way he would have caught the ball either way. Like even if he didn't touch him at all, he wouldn't have caught the ball. And because of that call, it basically reset all of the Chiefs downs. So that basically gave them a free touchdown. That's they just ran the clock out. But honestly, I'm not really super pissed off about it because in my opinion, the Eagles lost that game is because they fumbled early and they got the easy touchdown. Because if that never would have happened, then obviously it wouldn't have been that close.
Yeah, so, that one call didn't decide the game. They screwed it up themselves, really.
Yeah, I blame it on that fumble more than anything.
Yeah, facts.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was a very good game. You know, a lot of the more recent Super Bowls were like just domination blowouts. So
yeah, they were like anticlimactic.
Yeah, so it was nice to actually see, you know, an intense game for once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now we're gonna see the Browns win it next year.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
As far as the Rihanna performance, I'm not super big on Rihanna. I thought it was okay, but I'm just like, I don't know, like all these songs are like 15 years old. Like I'm over it already.
Yeah.
It's hard to go over last year's one.
Dude, last year's was so
really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Eminem,
Dre,
50 Cent,
and
Kendrick. Yeah, it was so good. That was like my favorite. That was probably in my personal opinion, that was the best.
You guys had any nice commercials you liked?
Oh, the Breaking Bad one.
He was big into. I like
the chips one or whatever it was for those like chips.
Yeah.
I
can't even like. What else was there? I remember we were looking forward to the Breaking Bad one. There was that one with J-Lo and Ben Affleck at Dunkin'.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then
I was excited about the Flash trailer.
The Grease guy.
Oh, with John Travolta.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes. That one.
And the guys from Scrubs.
Yeah. That one, and the one for Clueless. The one that was based on Clueless.
Yeah.
Those two were my favorite, which were for the same product. That I can't remember what it was. Was it for the internet?
The Travolta one was for internet, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Travolta one, that one was so good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Do you think that those ads actually make a difference? Like in terms of like revenue for a company or whatever? Like if it's worthwhile?
Probably not, honestly. It's more of just like it's almost like a second show that happens.
Yeah, it's more like bragging rights, like to see what products can get the best and the most like celebrities in them.
Yeah, it's not like any of these ads are gonna make you like, oh, I need to get more internet. I need to get a new internet service. Like it's more of the entertainment rather than the actual product itself.
Yeah, there was that one. Remember, there was the one. It was like they went and it was like they were on a smart TV. And they were just like changing the app on the smart TV.
Oh yeah.
And it was like,
and we thought it was the actual.
They were like,
TV.
"This is just too expensive. So here's just go to our app."
Yeah. There's some very creative ones for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really did like that John Travolta one.
There we go. Super Bowl. Keen, excited. Love that for you guys.
Football.
Some football in it. All right, let's go to in it. Hand egg, bud. Oh yeah, bud. Don't even use your foot, bud. Look, all right, let's go from one extreme to the other. I'm just jumping around here today. Hogwarts Legacy.
Love it.
Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat about J.K. Rowling's transfer. No, I'm joking.
I was gonna say, are we talking about the game or everything
We're talking about her. No, let's have a chat about the game. Who's actually played the game so far?
I have.
All
right, you two are taking the helm this time. All right, Karissa, give me your 1 minute TLDR on the game so far.
haven't finished it yet.
I haven't finished it yet. I'm 60 hours in. I've completed 65% of it. I
Jesus.
love it. The open world is absolutely fantastic. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to do. I think for someone who is a true Harry Potter and the entire Wizarding World fan, this game is on point.
There we go. That's concise, clean, precise. Love that. Flame. 1 minute TLDR.
I'm about a hot 50 minutes into the game.
Oh wow.
Man's still in the character customization.
You know, we're Team Ravenclaw. We got selected into the right house.
All three of us are.
No, but I really like the game. It was surprising. I feel like they put like a lot of detail into it. I like it has good good graphics. It's a little stuttery on my computer, but I feel like that's just like something they're gonna patch up hopefully.
Yeah.
I really like the combat.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting it to be like it's more like an action game. Like I was kind of expecting it to be like a little like clunky, but it really isn't. And I like the story so far, even though I'm not really that far into it. It's very interesting, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it.
Interesting.
It gets better.
I was gonna say, okay, so someone in my position, right? I enjoy Harry Potter, but not to the extent of Karissa. I think I've like
book-wise or story, like book-wise or movie-wise.
I mean, I've just consumed enough of it, and I've had enough girls in my life that have loved it, where it's just like vicariously you just know about it a lot. So, how would you sell the game to me?
It really makes you feel like a wizard.
Oh, I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I'm in, baby. I'm in.
That's a fact, though.
It makes you feel like Batman.
It really does, though, because it's like you get to wander around the castle, you get to wander around Hogsmeade, you get to wander around the outlying villages. You've got all of the magical beasts.
The open world is actually massive.
I was about to ask.
The Hogwarts itself, like, it's already big enough, and then you realize, oh, there's Hogsmeade. You can go look around the town.
And then there's like 12 other villages.
And then you realize you can go in between Hogsmeade and Hogwarts and all of these surrounding areas as well. Fuck. It is massive.
I was about to ask, like, when it says open world, like, at what, like, in what sense is it open world? Is it like still like sequential, so that you can only access part A of the world or part B, or is it like purely just like this is the map, go and play?
Sure.
You can go wherever you want, whenever you want.
Because I've heard stories of like it's kind of similar to like The Witcher in the sense of like you might just pull up and there's like a level 100 boss that just fucking dices you because that's how the open world's structured.
I have run into 3 bosses that were higher level than me, and it was by like no more than 3 or 4 levels.
Then again, you do over level.
I do over level.
She's been in Hogwarts training.
I play it on my laptop. My laptop is trash AF. And originally, the first couple days, I could play it perfectly fine, all those settings, but ultra textured, so I could actually see everything. But I couldn't fly because my computer couldn't handle it if I was flying. So I had to literally I just ran everywhere.
Just running the whole way.
Oh my god.
But it was great because I could just kill all the enemies and I just got so much XP. So I just was like, boom, I'm super awesome. Like, I'm great. I'm super over level.
Karissa spent 65 hours, 60 hours of running around, 5 hours of gameplay.
Well, then they put out a patch, and whatever this patch was, I can no longer get textures.
Oh no!
Super low textures.
So I'm basically, it's like hand carved wooden figures.
Oh, divine!
No details at all.
Most of them have eyes.
One of the dudes looks like the Michelin Man.
He looks like the Michelin Man.
Hagrid, what happened, buddy?
Oh my god.
Flame.
It's pretty sad.
Flame, how would you describe the combat in your first hour of gameplay, if you've even been in combat?
I've been in a very little bit of combat, but it's like I was saying earlier, like it's surprising. It's like one thing that I like about games is like when you have the ability to parry,
Mm.
and in that game you actually you have a spell that allows you to like put a shield around you, and it's like a parry in a way.
Right.
Yep.
So it makes it feel very fluent and nice. I
Which I
didn't
can't
really have a
use,
lot
by
of
the way.
spells.
My computer can't handle it.
What was that?
I can't use because my computer can't handle it.
The parry.
Oh
no.
my god!
That's rough.
I am
You parry,
full
it just
offense
turns
in
off.
battle.
Just zoop. As he beat the enemies, you turn off the game.
I am full offense, and I just can only dodge. I can dodge and then attack. Dodge and
Another
attack.
thing that's really cool is like just like doing exploration stuff and like figuring out puzzles and how to get into like hidden areas and stuff, and using certain spells to do like to like complete certain puzzles is really really fun.
Question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this, sorry Flame, is this one of the games where like if you progress too far to a point you can't go back and do stuff, or is everything always open to complete? If you like know at this point in time, I suppose. So
there are 3 things that are one time only, one and done. You can't do it if you don't do it the first time, you'll never get it.
Okay, interesting. That's all right. That's not too bad, I suppose. Is that are those things like, are you drawn to them, or are they just in the world and you have to find them? Because that's an important like facet of it in my head, I suppose. We may have lost them, Flame. It might just be you and I.
Anyway,
go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say earlier. I heard later in the game, like once you unlock like the potion workshop, like you could do some pretty nasty things with them, and they can make you like
hey yo,
no pause. No,
hey yo, hold on.
No, but you could get pretty OP with them.
There we go. Interesting. No, because like part of like one of my friends is playing it right now as well, and he's enjoying it, but he's on PC as well, and he's saying there's a lot of like a lot of problems so far with the game, like in terms of like its framey and stuff.
I've ran into a couple like cutscenes where like it starts and just like it just starts lagging like crazy. Hello.
Oh, see, we're here now.
Okay.
Yes.
That was weird.
we just continued. We're just like, nah.
Yeah, again, we can hear you fine.
Yeah.
And on our end, like we were still being highlighted. Like it was really weird.
Anyways.
Anyways, so yeah. There's only like 3 spells that you have one chance at.
That's fair. Because it was super framey for him, and I just said like I'm probably gonna wait a month or 2 potentially if I end up buying it, because I want to make sure I iron out all the kinks and I go into it with like an actual like good experience.
If you are going to pick up the game, I would highly advise not to watch like other people play it, because like
I've watched
it is still a single player game at the end of the day, so you will get spoiled from story and stuff. So
I've not seen a single, like literally nothing at all, which has been really good so far. So I mean, you can't anyway, because every bloody person that streams it on Twitch is getting cancelled, so it's literally impossible to watch it regardless.
Yep.
Did you see that? Did you see that website? Like,
yeah, I heard about
that's that. In what you gotta be some kind of degenerate human being or group of human beings to just like outwardly attack people that aren't the cause of the problem.
It's
like,
so dumb.
I don't want to talk about it, but like, what you gotta be some useless scum to be like, yeah, let's cancel everyone that's just trying to have fun playing a video game. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah. Not to go too much into it, but another thing that I didn't like was like the people that were like in that group, like they were going out of their way to like spoil the game as well.
Yeah, it's stupid.
For like people that are playing it, like that's messed
up.
I'm
so glad no one spoiled it for me, because oh man.
That's I hate that, because I just think like, I don't know, you're just gonna be some sort of degenerate to just like to want to do that.
Put that much effort into ruining something.
Exactly, it's not fair. Like, just because somebody's playing a game does not mean that reflects their opinion of somebody, like of somebody's position, I suppose. Like J.K. Rowling can think whatever she wants, you know. It's not, that doesn't reflect my opinion on whatever stance that she has. So
exactly.
So stuff that. Don't bother streaming it, especially if you're. I think if you're a small channel, it's gonna be tough to stream it, because people will find a way to just destroy you.
I mean, you tried to stream it.
Yeah, I streamed it, and I got one person that came in and tried to cancel me, but then they got banned. And then
hold that, loser. Hold that. Where's the unban request?
How dare you stream this game? Oh my god!
It's like back when the Final Fantasy 7 days, Todd.
Oh, dude.
Throwback to those.
Dude.
That was.
Oh, I remember that.
that one girl on Twitter that was just like, "You're the scum of the earth." That was a crazy time. That was a crazy time. Anyway, moving on from
good game.
From Hogwarts. This doesn't even rhyme. Valentine's Day. Flame put it up here, so I'm sure that means he has a story or two to tell. But
he wants to talk about Kaguya.
I do actually.
We'll lead into that.
I do actually, because I had a very lonely Valentine's Day.
Same. Let's go, dude. All right.
At least you didn't have a broken leg.
Stuff Valentine's Day. Let's check Kaguya. Let's check Kaguya instead. How was the film? How was the Kaguya film?
I loved it. I thought it was super funny. It was super awesome, and I loved it.
At what point have you read the manga, Flame? I'm assuming you have.
No.
What?
I'm an anime only.
Am I the only one that's read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys suck. I'm the king now. At what point does it start? Does it start at the very end of the most recent season, the film?
Yes, it takes place right after the balloon.
So does that mean it's gonna do like a? Is it gonna do like a Demon Slayer thing where like the film is basically that arc, and then then the next anime season would just be,
I think it's like an in between because I feel like it didn't cover much of like the school season.
Because it covers the holiday season. Is this the one that's about like the Christmas stuff?
Yeah. So the movie actually covers. The movie covers like I read from like chapter 130 something to like chapter 150 something.
Because if this is about like the Christmas stuff that happens, then like
yeah.
It's all the Christmas stuff. Okay.
It's it's from like 3 or 4 days before Christmas. Yeah. Then it covers Christmas, and then it covers like
the aftermath.
Like they go into an aftermath, and then they show like a date, which I'm assuming they jumped up a little ahead and showed that as well.
Interesting.
But yeah, so the movie was really good. I mean, in my opinion, Kaguya has gotten better every season.
I agree.
And I would say that the movie is arguably just as good as the third season.
I would say it's probably better. I laughed a lot more.
Yeah, my only complaint about the movie, and honestly, it's not really even a complaint,
right,
is I feel like one of the greatest things about Kaguya is like all of the characters themselves. Yeah, because they always highlight everybody, but in the movie, or at least in that arc, they more focus like on Kaguya and Miyuki.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that is
a lot of Fujiwara.
Yeah, right. But again, that's something important though. Like that's a big scene, probably in the series as a whole.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad at them for focusing on them as much. But I loved it. It was great from beginning to end. There was no pacing issues. It was super funny. I'm a big baby in my animes. I'm not gonna lie. I was with my friends.
Yeah, I was crying of course.
I was crying the last 30 minutes
because if I'm aware of like what this is up to, the ending is fucked. That means in this film, because like the ending of the whole Christmas saga is fucked up.
So spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert for Kaguya.
I'm dropping all the drop
the bombs.
Right now.
Drop the bombs. Drop them.
So basically, it ends. They go to Chika's her party.
Yep.
They go to her party. They go outside.
Yep.
Miyuki finally grows a pair of balls.
Let's go. My go.
He finally kissed her.
Let's go.
Big dub. And I'm pretty sure they're dating now because like it's kind of like, are they? But yeah.
They went on a real first date.
Yeah.
Remember?
Then they jump ahead a little bit.
No comment
and
from
they go on like an actual date, which was nice. One of the things I was actually really happy about the movie is like they showed like all of Kaguya's personalities.
Yes.
And I always liked the super cold one.
Yeah.
So I was happy she finally came out.
She came back.
Like they said in the movie, if she got the kiss, they would all be happy.
Yeah.
And she did. so I was a very happy boy.
It was. I really liked it. I dragged Todd with me. That was our Valentine's Day dinner in a movie.
Yeah, Todd, the goat.
Yeah.
Todd, how was what was your perspective of the film for somebody that doesn't really enjoy this kind of stuff?
I mean,
He loves it. What are you talking about?
Did you see all of it, like all the seasons?
No, I only showed him a couple episodes. I binged it right after my surgery, like that following day. I binged all of it.
Oh, okay.
And then you're like, oh, there's a movie coming out.
And then I was like, oh, what are we doing for Valentine's Day? Oh shit, wait, there's a movie? I was like, perfect time. But he only saw a couple episodes. I shared a couple parts of season 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
My favorite part is when he gave the gift of the ball and cup.
Oh, that shit was funny.
Does Ishigami get his moment in the film? Is that this part?
He doesn't. He gets invited to the party.
Yep.
Him and Ino.
Yep.
They show some clips like here and there of them at the party. Yeah. But nothing really happened with them. I'm not sure if it happens in the manga and they just didn't show it. But like I said, they mostly focused on Kaguya and Miyuki.
Oh, okay. Well, Well, then me saying the ending's fucked then means nothing then because. Okay. That means that they've definitely swung away from the manga in that sense then. Because in the manga, in that particular time frame, Ishigami has a big moment. Big, like, you would not, like, if I'm me saying that would, like, ring bells in your head if it was displayed in the film,
dude.
So.
Yeah, I told my friend more than anything because I didn't know if they were going to show anything or not. I was like, if he kisses someone, I'm going to scream in this theater.
I think okay, well that's interesting then because I think that what they'll do is probably similar to what Demon Slayer did then because they showed Demon Slayer had the film. Yeah, I think they're going to backtrack and like cover a bunch of the stuff and then go forward with like a new season or whatever. So
meanwhile.
Meanwhile, this is what actually happened at the party while they were on their little date or whatever it is. And I think that's the probably do, which actually like works out quite well because there's a lot to that party is all I'm going to say. A lot to that party that definitely was not shown from what you guys described.
Yeah, they didn't really show anything
from their party.
Yeah, okay, well then that the whole season will be about the party then because that party is a lot of juice.
They just showed them like just I guess dancing or maybe like drinking like some
just
stuff.
Having fun.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
it. Oh, okay, all right.
I was like, oh, is that it? Are they done now? I was like, no. There are still so many questions that need to be answered.
And trust me, they all like the manga does a really good job of like basically wrapping everything up. I think towards the end, the manga got a bit drawn out, in my opinion. Like a little bit. Like I felt like, they could have probably tightened it up a bit more. But to say the least, it's still a fantastic like rom-com. Probably, I would say like of the modern anime era, which that's the most cringe shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I would say like if you're talking about like the best jumping anime is like Attack on Titan. If you want to like show someone anime, I would argue that Kaguya is up there in that kind of caliber as being one of the best things to jump in on.
Have you seen, what is it, My Teen Romantic Comedy? Is that what it's
called?
Oh,
I love Snafu. Flame! That's me and Flame shit.
My God.
Don't get us started. Would you
put it up there with that? Because I've seen that.
You know what? Yeah. Oregaru is, Snafu is class. Like, it's different. Like, me and Flame's like a discussion video like 4 years ago or 3 years ago. Of like the
5-hour video.
Yeah, it's like of the final season. We just talked about it for a long time. But no, we love that. I don't know. I think this takes a different. I think that one's more like realistic of someone who has like a social anxiety and doesn't know like how to interact with people and stuff. I think this one's more of like a silly, goofy mood kind of film, but then also has the romantic side of things. So I think like they kind of target different audiences, but I would say that this is easier to digest as a film as opposed as a series as opposed to Snafu. But Snafu is a incredible watch. It's so good. Yeah. So good.
I watched that not too long ago.
I would say Kaguya is the perfect definition of what a rom-com is.
Correct.
It has the
100%. Yep.
It has the great balance
Todd
of
says,
it being.
yeah, like he knows what he's talking about.
Todd does. He's a connoisseur. It's deep
I know
down.
everything about rom-com. Yeah.
Todd's favorite
I
rom-com
couldn't
is
even get this dude to watch freaking Fruits Basket.
that. Okay, that's
Fruit-
tough. That's
wait,
tough.
wait. Fruits Basket, in my opinion, is the greatest romance.
That's no. Shut up. Don't talk
Oh
to
my
me about
gosh.
It is. It is.
my
No,
God,
no,
I
it's
love
it's not.
Fruits
It's just not.
Poppy, listen.
No, we're not having. We're gonna have a
Fruits
3-hour
Basket-
discussion.
Fruits Basket has the best romance plot out of all of them because all of them are just
I love it.
generic.
I love it.
It's they're all generic.
Toradora.
Toradora. I'm in this group. I met this girl. Blah blah blah. But Fruits
Toradora
Basket's
was very
amazing.
good.
Nah, Toradora clear in my opinion. You know, that's it.
No.
Toradora
Yeah.
clear.
Todd
Bunch of
just
weebs.
gets up and
You
You
walks
guys,
away.
Todd, your job is playing a gacha game. How are we the weebs? Your job is literally playing a phone. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, no, Toradora was very good.
But all of them are good.
Toradora.
Like Toradora, Fruits Basket, Oregaru, like Kaguya, all like a Clanad even up there, like incredible.
Clanad is god tier.
You know,
I started
incredible
playing it. I don't think I finished it.
You will cry. You will break down.
It's more known for its second season.
Yes, that's my friends. Yep. All right, let's move on. From
I like
one.
this 'cause Todd doesn't-
Yeah, 'cause Todd has to sit there and mope.
it's just you and me, guys. It's
Let's
like
go. Well, hey, that's what the screen says to me. I don't see Todd in this call, so I don't know. I mean, from one anime to another, what are your guys' thoughts on the Attack on Titan season 4, part 3, the final season again?
Oh my god.
Scoop de doo dibbity
So
doo.
stupid. So stupid.
What are your thoughts on them releasing 2-hour-long episodes to wrap it up?
They should just wait.
Yeah, why is one coming out in March and the other one's coming out at the end of the year?
I don't understand. Okay, my friend is on this massive theory kick, right? That have you guys read AOT?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
We talked about it, I think.
We did. We had
Yeah.
a discussion on that. That's right. My friend's on a massive kick that the anime is gonna have an anime only ending, and there's a lot of signs that point to it.
Oh.
I don't think that's the case because I doubt it. But then again, Isayama did go to an audience at a convention or something, and he apologized because the ending was not what the people had wanted because he changed it to appeal to a more generic audience. So I think that there is room, and the reason why they're doing it like this, there is room for them to have an anime-only ending, which I don't like, but it would make sense because the ending to AOT was fucking trash. So
It was pretty mid. Yeah.
AOT went from being the greatest anime of all time to just another 9 out of 10 banger. You know, in my opinion at least.
And it sucks because it's just the last chapter and
Yes.
maybe a little bit of the
137. Never forget 137 ruined AOT for me. That final panel of the final page of 137 was the most horrific thing I've ever seen, and I was so pissed off.
Was that the whole thing?
I still think AOT is still god tier, but yeah,
Yeah,
the ending
it is.
It doesn't do
He
any
dropped it.
favors.
He dropped the ball. Because supposedly the theories Isayama based AOT of this other manga that he got a lot of influence from, and then in that other manga the story is very similar to AOT, but then the ending is completely different to how he ended it. So people were saying that maybe the anime takes it into a direction where they fulfill the proper the true ending, I suppose you could call it. But I still think that the decision-making process to have 2 1-hour eps so far apart doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. What are they thinking, man?
And also,
Just finish the shit, please.
that's what I mean. Please, you've drawn it out for too long. The hype of AOT has just drastically dropped.
This
at least
final season has taken so long.
the final season, part 2, part 1.
It's bad.
The worst thing about it is the name.
Yeah.
The name
What's
is
the
horrible.
official name? What's the official name of it? It was final
It's
season, the final
it's
part,
like
part 1 or some shit.
I know. I think it's Attack on Titan, like season 4, the final season, part 3 or some shit like that.
What?
I don't know.
Come on, man. That makes no like. How is someone meant to know that that's like essentially that should just be the final season part 3? That's what it should be. I don't know why it's like the final season part 4, part 3, part 1, part 1.5, Dream Drop Distance, 3D at Kingdom Hearts. Like I don't know. Like you're doing too much, man. Just end this shit so we can all like reflect back on Attack on Titan and be like, yeah, that was pretty sick, and just call it a day. No more needed in that regard.
Yeah.
All right. Good AOT chat, boys. We're going to get cancelled for that one, but, you know, it is what it is.
Fuck it.
All right. Let's end it with the Nintendo Direct before we jump into some questions.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even watch the Zelda
I
stuff.
know. That's
yeah,
what I
I
was
see
thinking. When Flame said Nintendo Direct, I, like, looked it up, so I have it on my screen, and it came out that, like, the 8th of February, which is just, like that was... I didn't even remember. I didn't even know.
Can I just say, I'm like, as much as I love the game, I'm very tired of them ending the directs with Zelda.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I wish it, but like obviously they have to because that's the only reason why people watch. So like, if they played it sooner, then they would lose viewers for the whole second half.
So the 4 big things from the Direct was Pikmin 4, was Splatoon 3 DLC.
Wow.
They're adding... yes!
Actually, the thing that I'm most excited for is the Game Boy.
The Game Boy and Game Boy Advance titles, which will be sick. Because that means that Pokemon, like old Pokemon games, might make their return on the Switch.
That's the thing, is that there is going to be a Pokemon like Direct going to be happening at the end of February, so we might get more information there.
Interesting. Maybe. And then Zelda news.
What was the one that Roger was super excited about?
Oh, Professor Layton.
Oh, there was a Professor Layton announcement. That is right. Metroid Prime remaster as well.
That was surprising.
Wave 4 of the Mario Kart 8 tracks.
Yeah, wow.
Ooh.
Fuck that.
Kirby. Oh no, guys! Advanced Wars 1+2 reboot camp. Come on, are you guys?
Yes.
Let's go, dude. And then Fire Emblem. Oh, Flame. We didn't talk about, you can chat about your Fire Emblem. Have you played Fire Emblem yet?
Listen, I'm in the slump.
He's in the slump. All right, we'll come back next month when Flame has a Fire Emblem opinion. And then Xenoblade 3 DLC, expansion pass DLC. Oh no, sorry guys, Fashion Dreams. Duh. What are you guys talking about? I'm trying to play some Fashion Dreams. Pretty weak overall, I would say. Like, I guess obviously Zelda's like the big one.
They finally showed gameplay.
Like it only was gonna cover games that are that are releasing in a certain quarter of the year. So I mean, there's still plenty that's in the pipeline, but yeah, it wasn't a very exciting Direct.
The most exciting part was the fact that all the prices are going up.
What?
Yeah, I wasn't cool with that. They announced the new Zelda game is going to be $70. Yeah, and like I get it, it's a big game for the Switch, but like that game is not warranted.
What does that mean for Australia? $100 now, like $90 or something like that.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. All these Americans were upset about the games going up, and I said, well, look, games have been going up all the time in Australia for video games.
Yeah, facts. That's expensive as shit. $100. $100 for Zelda? I don't know about that one, Chief. I'm not doing that. So, I think the coolest part is the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance thing. And that's super neat. I do despise...
I have one comment about it.
Hit it.
I get that they may announce it soon, but how do you not have like one mainline old Pokemon game announced with it on release?
Yeah. Well,
seriously?
Yeah, how do you not like show like red, blue, and yellow or something like that? And like they're coming back, like here we go, or like, you know, something
like I would have definitely played that instantly.
Like, I guess my biggest gripe with it is I dislike the fact that it's paywalled by having to have Nintendo Online.
Yeah.
I wish you could just buy the emulator as like an outright thing and then just play it and just have it constantly update. Like you could just buy the Game Boy emulator and then whatever they release games for, you can just play the games for it as like I would pay like $80, $90 for a Game Boy emulator and then just like have everything available to you.
Or they could just have it how they used to have it on the Wii, where you just buy the game and play
it.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah, imagine regression in technology. Reminds me of another company that starts with a B and ends in an Andai. I mean, like Pikmin 4, I think that's gonna be fun. I mean, like, Pikmin's a pretty niche, I would still call like market, but I think that like Pikmin's always a really sick game. So I think that those fans will be gassed. Splatoon 3 is pretty big, like overall. So DLC for that seems exciting, I suppose, for those people. Otherwise, Professor Layton will be cool though. I will admit, Professor Layton will be sick. So hopefully they do really well in that regard there. So that's about it for that stuff.
Yeah.
Not a lot left in there overall.
No.
And that's it.
Yeah, it was pretty light.
Anything else that we haven't talked about that you guys want to jump in on real quick?
Mm-mm.
I can't think of much.
Oh, I want to say one thing. Rare Bandai W. I know it's not Treasure Cruise yet, but we'll talk about it when it comes time. But big Bandai W, 6+ dual units finally happening at OPTC. Big deal.
Time.
And they smashed it with Neko and Inu, I will say. So
Yeah,
about
they're
damn
really
time.
good.
Very happy that they've been doing. They're going to start doing that, and it kind of does fall into our chat from last episode about how they're going to speed up the Super Evolution cycle a lot more. Because I feel like with Global Annie will be the next Ep 2. Oh my god.
Yep.
We're really be in the thick of it there. Like I feel like with every 6+ is going to be a 6+ Super Evo or something like that. So
We'll see.
But I'm so happy that dual units getting a 6+. Long overdue. We have the technology, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2023. We've found the technology. So
Yep.
I'm just excited that basic skulls have a purpose.
I know how that's the coolest part. They're back. Basic skulls
I
are back.
I've been doing that since the beginning. Like, fuck these five character skulls.
But it's also cool because they're allowing you to get them from the Kizuna boxes themselves anyway. So like it's a good thing. Anyway, I just thought that deserved a shout out because that is a Bandai W in a time of darkness. So I think that's really cool that they're doing that. Nonetheless, from the show to everyone's favorite section, it is the shout outs. As per usual, if you want to support the show, you can go down there and hit the subscribe button. Stop unsubscribing. I'm watching the numbers, everyone, and you guys are still unsubbing. What the fuck what am I doing wrong? Please tell me. But no, it's probably my fault, to be honest with you. But if you guys are enjoying the show and you like what we do, go down there, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment for the algorithm as well. But if you are feeling like you want to financially support us as well, you can do so via the join button. There are plenty of different tiers, different price points. So by all means, have a look. And if something sees fit, by all means, we'd greatly appreciate it. But I want to give a shout out to our 2 GGP producers of TheLordShiro and Alex Wisniewski, our perfect member of Bryan, Kisa, McDermott, our 3 great members now of CS Wins, My Drunken Monkey, and the new Kataki Bonji. Thank you very much for supporting us. And our 5 good members of Rion, Stump D Gacha, Red Halo, Dr. Erection, and Wankafella. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. That's always a wacko one to say. I always feel bad about it, but it's also very funny too. So we appreciate your support and continued support there. Dudes. And, it means a great lot to us. But with that being said, from everyone's favorite section to everyone's actual favorite section, which would be Knight's favorite section, but he's not here right now. It is.
So it's my favorite section?
Oh, it's Carissa's favorite section. Let's go.
I actually prepared for this.
That's dub. Big dub for Carissa here. Carissa also asked the question, which I think is very funny too. So, anyway, everyone's favorite section is the Q&A. As per usual, you can send your question through to us via our Twitter at GGP Podcast or our YouTube community tab. First question from Obsidian_Steed_. They say, all right, I'll downsize it for you. Davey back fight, Doflamingo, Smoker, Enel and Croc. Who's going first? Who's got a better chance of winning? Bonus points if you can all take down San Juan Wolf together. That's not downsizing shit. That's like worse than last time. Last time it was it was a Kainu, Lucci and Katakuri or something like that. How's that downsizing it? These are all demons. We're not winning. We're not winning shit.
Yeah, us against them. Yeah, we ain't winning.
Yeah. First of all, Carissa got a broken leg, so she can't fight. Second of all, Knight's at the bar with Makino chatting her up. And then you got 3 goobers over here. I don't know. How are we meant to fight anyone?
What he needs to do is he needs to give us more generic characters like Whoop Slap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fucking Daimon.
Damn, Gaimon.
Gaimon's girlfriend.
Hey, Gaimon might pull up with that chest. They got the box. I don't know what's in that box, man. That's what I'm saying.
This is the stinky man.
That's what I mean. Like, bro, you know what? I reckon I could take on Kabaji, the guy was that the unicycle dude?
Yeah.
I could fight him. I reckon I could take him on. You know, just give me a sword, I can pull up.
Take out his unicycle.
That's what I mean. Take out that's what I mean. Slash the tires and you're good to
go. I think I can take Django out.
Yeah, I reckon you could take. Yeah, I reckon I could fight the onion pirates. I reckon that's a wash.
Beat up some kids.
I reckon that's a wash. Man really said, I'm a downsizer for you. Doflamingo, demon. Smoker, demon. And a literal god. Crocodile, sand dude. And then he also said, bonus points if you can take down Sanawan Wolf, who is like literally the size of the earth. So like, I don't know what you want us to do here, lad.
No, how about you switch it up and like out of those characters, who wins a Davy back fight?
Oh, good little flip. I think Doflamingo clear. Honestly,
that's what I thought too.
I'll take a no.
I'm with Flame. I said Eneru because he could just hit everybody with lightning.
Yeah, but observation haki.
Yeah,
boom, you're dead. Boom, you're dead. Boom, you're dead.
I think
Dopey has like Conqueror haki as well.
Yeah, Doppy's fucked. Doppy's fucked. Doppy's clear.
Doppy's OP, and he has like the best Devil Fruit.
And Devil Fruit Awakening. He touch everything he touches turns to string. Like it's I don't know. Doflamingo's clear. I think. Smoker. Okay, fine. Smoker versus Croc. That's a more interesting one. Who you got?
I think Smoker getting clapped by all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. All four of them versus Sanwan Wolf. Who takes it?
I don't know, man. Sanwan.
Someone's big, man. He's a big boy.
He might not even feel the shit.
He's almost as big as my ego. Jesus.
He is hockey.
Nothing is that big, Pat.
That's let him know. Let him know, Karissa. Let him know for the one time. All right. Next question from Vinsmoke, aka you need to change your at to Vinsmoke, lad. He asks, "Yo, what is Rizmare JP's best tips for me to get girls?" Well, Rizmare's not here right now, so I'm gonna pass it off to Flame Rizius. What's the best tips? Rizvius JP. What's the best tips here? What are your top tips?
You gotta pull up with the Zoolander TikTok.
Hold on, that's facts. A little bit of blue steel.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. All right. Good, there you go. That's Flame's tip. Carissa, surprisingly, as a woman, that's a rare thing for me to talk to women. What are your top tips?
Top tips for getting girls. Just tell them that they're pretty and that they're always right.
Damn, can't do either. All right, I'm in the bin. Todd, what's your top tips?
You just gotta slide in with a really funky message.
You gotta do the funny guy.
You just gotta slide into them DMs.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, then why is
you gotta be confident in what you're saying?
Well, I've sent about 1,000 DMs, got no response. So that's not working for me. And then my top tip is I haven't spoken to a girl in 12 months, so I haven't got any for you. Next question.
Apparently I don't count.
Don't be poppy.
Don't talk to me. I'm sad. Next question from Carissa. She asks, "What is the absolute best meal you have ever consumed in your entire life?"
Oh my god,
that's a tough question.
I have an answer.
Go for it. You start.
It's very generic, but is to this day my favorite meal. Specifically, only my grandma's spaghetti.
Delicious.
That is my favorite meal.
Does she make her own sauce?
Yep.
That's probably that would be why.
Clear.
I understand.
Clear.
Yep.
For me, it's like I don't have a single one, but literally, like I know it's generic as well, but like literally anything my mum cooks is clear. Like it's so delicious. Like that's why I'm fat. You know, like it's just the food is so good. I can't stop eating it. And like, you know, usually in like Arab culture, I mean, like probably in most cultures as well, like other people will cook for you and they're like, "Oh, is it better than your mum's food?" And I just outright say no.
No.
I say no. Because I'm just like, it's not. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Are you dumb? And my mum sat there like uber embarrassed because I'm being rude. But I'm like, nah, fuck that, mum. You're clear. Like, you got this, you know? So I genuinely think like...
Happy's mum cooking.
That's what I'm saying. Pull up to the crib. But no, genuinely, anything mum touches like turns to gold. So I'd say, you know, anything mum cooks, clear. All right, what about Karissa? Favorite meal? Since you asked the question, you should know.
Yeah, what is it?
Mine is the bacon wrapped beef tenderloin with a side of blue cheese, mashed potatoes, and arugula salad.
Hey, yo!
Really, that's your favorite?
That
sounds very good.
That's what we had at the Valentine's Day dinner.
And if you look at the date that I asked that question,
Is that why
did you ask it when we were like literally at the
might
restaurant?
I might have asked
Oh my god! Hold on, let me find when it was tweeted. I'll do it.
It was either the day after or while we were there. It was right at around Valentine's Day.
Man, girl really just ripped that like it was no problem. She was like,
It is so good. Did you see the pictures of it?
Yeah, I did. It looked muy delicioso.
If only they could cook it properly.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Australia time was 10:17 a.m. Feb 15. So that would have actually been.
Yeah, that's actually about.
That's right now, pretty much.
Yeah, that's when we were there. Yeah, it was. 100%.
Yeah, that's like 6, 7. It's like 5, 6 o'clock. You know, in the evening in the US.
Yeah, and we got there around 6. We got there at 6:30, 6:15, 6:30. So I probably posted at 7:15.
Todd went to the bathroom and Chris was like, "I'm just tweet this shit." Fucking.
No, he didn't even have to leave. I was just sitting at the table, like, yeah, that's what's going on Twitter.
What about you, Todd? Favorite meal all time?
I can't think of like the number one of all time, but one of my favorites is my mom makes homemade chicken schnitzel, and she puts like this garlic chili thing in the coating, and then we have like a scallop potatoes, like a potato casserole with onion and cream and garlic and that. Oh my god, it's so good. It's like one of the worst things you can have, but it tastes so good. Delicious. I mean, also like beef stroganoff, like, oh man.
I will say Todd's spaghetti bolognese is pretty damn good.
Goated?
Yeah, Karissa loves my bolognese sauce that I make.
Yeah,
and she even wants me to make it for her grandparents.
It's that good.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's big. That's that. I don't know, man. That's a lot of pressure.
I know, it's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure. All right.
It's that good, especially considering my grandma's 100% Italian. So.
Oh yeah, you're fucked, lad.
The pressure is
you're fucked, lad.
Yeah.
All right. Next question from Kentucky Bonji. Actually, they ask question for the team: which OPTC / One Piece character represents you the most? And he says you see so much of yourself in it, like in them. Who represents you the most in One Piece?
All right, Karissa had a good answer for this one. For herself.
Go for it.
Oh, for myself, I chose Bonnie because I really like eating, and I'm basically a child.
That's good. That's a good response. I love that. That's a good response.
And I chose Miyagi for Todd because
because I'm a doctor.
He's doing nothing but like
the doctor. He's Chopper. Todd's Chopper. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's my favorite straw hat.
Chopper's doctoring.
He's doctoring.
He's doctoring.
Yeah. Originally it was Tristan, and then I was like, no, I'll give you Miyagi.
Tristan's too hot. Tristan's too hot.
No, because Law would have fixed my broken leg, and you clearly didn't.
Well, actually, so would have Chopper.
No, Chopper would have wrapped me up and said, "Don't move."
Yeah. Okay.
Right, you Flame.
Yeah.
If I had to pick, I'd say like probably Aokiji. I'm that chill dude that when I gotta roll up, I roll up.
That's what I'm saying. Like you pull up when you're needed. Like your homie dying, I'm here. Hello, what's up? How can I help you?
Ada, what's up?
Yeah, hello. He's there. I think for me, I'll say I'm Jinbei. I reckon I'm Jimbo. Big Jimbo. I reckon.
You are not Kizaru.
No, because I'm chill and I'm just go with the flow.
What, are you slow? Is your brain slow?
I'm on the flow sometimes. I am. I'm very go with the flow type of guy.
You are not Kizaru.
Do you even know what Kizaru is like?
Yes.
I will give Todd Kizaru. I would give Todd Kizaru.
I would give him that, but Kizaru without his devil fruit.
What?
Because you cannot get from point A to point B very fast.
So I think if point A to point B is like working, I reckon he's doing it.
I don't represent Kizaru because I don't move at the speed of light. Okay.
Oh, damn. Well, I guess I'm not Jim next. I'm not a fish. God damn it. It feels bad.
So we got two admirals.
You Kizaru.
Personality-wise.
You have two admirals. You have Karissa,
Supernova, and a warlord.
And you got a warlord. Damn. There you go. Perfect. Good combination. All right. Next question from Alexander Wisniewski. Big Alex. He asked 2 questions that I haven't asked in a while. Question 1, would you rather be cool when it's really hot outside or warm when it's really cold outside?
Warm when it's really
this is the
cold outside.
easiest question ever.
Yeah, warm when it's cold for me as well.
Really? Hell
Yeah.
no. Cold when it's warm outside.
That's insane because like you can the drip is outrageous when it's cold. You can layer up, you can look really good. When it's hot, it's like, yeah, just put a t-shirt on, call it a day. Like, I don't like it.
Yeah, but then if it's 200 degrees outside, you're like
200?
Yeah.
You're gonna die,
Everyone's
man.
dead.
I can't take my skin off.
Everyone's dead. What are you
I hope it's
talking
never
about?
gonna get to 200
200
degrees outside.
degrees.
Well, for this one, I'm a little biased because I love the heat. So I hate the cold. So I would take the warm and the cold.
That's the dude who lives in New York.
And New
Yep.
York. Right, you Todd?
Yes.
I don't, because I was thinking about like which one do I like the feeling of better? Like, do I like the feeling of being warm when it's cold, or do I like the feeling of feeling cold when it's hot? And like, I feel like the act of warming up when it's cold does feel really cool,
Mhm.
but at the same time, like cooling down when it's hot is very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like in terms of convenience, cooling down when it's hot is probably better.
There you go.
But-
No, the other way around. Cooling down when it's hot is not convenient.
No, it is convenient because it's hard to do normally.
Yeah.
When
I agree.
it's easier to warm up
Maybe
when
I
it's
don't
cold.
understand Alex's dumb question.
Well, that's only the first one. The second question is, what do you think would happen if at Marineford, Ace lives but Luffy dies instead? Please don't say One Piece ends. That's lame. Well, that's the answer, unfortunately.
So Todd and I talked about this. As I said, I totally prepared with these questions. So Todd and I talked about this, and it was
Well, it comes down to if
who-
Whitebeard
who-
survived too.
Yeah, does Whitebeard survive?
That's a great question.
Alex, we need more.
Because
information here.
That's a
The Straw Hats
great.
would disband, probably. Or Zora becomes a captain and it's dysfunctional.
Yeah, Zoro becomes the captain, and they never get anywhere ever.
Yeah, like, who would we follow? Do we follow like Law?
Yeah, but
The
then
Ace
again,
Fight
yeah,
against
there
the
wouldn't be an
Whitebeard.
alliance between the Straw Hats and Law.
I
Yeah,
feel like
Right.
and
I
then
feel
Law
like
would
you'd
end
have
up
to
dead.
follow
Because
Ace.
Kaido would be like, "Bitch, please."
You'd have to follow Ace because if Ace is the one that lives and Luffy dies, then surely
But then-
Ace would be the one that takes the mantle of the story.
Yeah, but like you can't spend that much time building up all these characters just for the Straw Hat crew to be
But
like.
then maybe
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Straw Hats get
Like that.
recruited under the Whitebeard pirates, and then because remember the
And
whole
so
point
that's
was
what
like
I thought.
Whitebeard wanted to make Ace king of the pirates, but then Ace wanted to make Whitebeard king of the pirates, and then you'd have this. The story would kind of still continue because they'd be approaching Laugh Tale anyway, so it makes sense. But like, yeah, I don't know.
So my thought is, if Ace survived, I would want him to take over the Straw Hat Pirates and live on becoming the king of the pirates in Luffy's name. And, like in Luffy's honor, I would want him to continue going.
But then I think Ace gets washed by Kaido. Though. He gets washed completely.
And then that means that Sabo actually gets Luffy's devil fruit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm.
And then that's the new alliance that we follow.
Hey, that's kind of hold on. That is Saba's fucking goaded. Hold on, run it back. Can't say too much because Chris is a weeb and only watches the anime, but
She's missing out on some details here, that's for sure.
Oh, I was about to say something.
yeah, I was gonna. That's why I said. That's why I said that because I was like, I'm trying to hold you up from saying anything.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah,
You-
hold up. I am anime only, so
Man, really, Flame really almost spilled the beans on that
It's
one.
so crazy because there's so much cool shit that you don't know.
If only one day.
One day.
See you in like September. I don't know.
we'll meet back here again.
Yeah, Chris will be back on the podcast in September. We'll have a chat about what she's been missing out on for the last 2 years. All right. Next question from Duopoly Ash. They ask, which arc would you like more characters to be represented more in OPTC, and what characters would you guys like to see appear in the game? I think at this point, any arc other than Wano, I would adore.
I think we need
Okay.
more. We need more
Okay,
Boros.
bring it back. Bring
Dress
it back.
Rosa, baby.
Dressrosa, baby.
Dude,
Marineford.
Dressrosa all day, every day.
Marineford. Let's go. No, at this like
Marineford,
Actually,
Dressrosa.
I want the Millennial Dragon arc.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this is.
What's Millennial
What's
Dragon?
Millennial Dragon? It's the.
Oh, is that the
Millennial
old
Dragon
ass
is
dragon? Is that
only
old ass
Cooper
dragon with the
Woods
little
Millennial.
kid? That little
Isn't that
kid
the
in the
filler?
Yes!
The filler arc? Yeah.
That's the first filler, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, give me that
I want
dragon in the game.
Millennial
It's
Dragons
time.
to come out.
Give me that dragon in the game. It's time. I want a Davy back. I want a Long Ring, Long Land arc with a Legend Foxy who has a similar ability to the Mera, but it's a self-proccing conditional that slows them down so that it's easy to hit perfects. Done. Legend completed. Yeah, go.
On a serious note, like other than like the super niche arcs, I don't really have one because like they like oversaturated like all of the big ones.
Correct.
So like I don't know. So like
Wherever
if
the
they
anime is at, it's just they dump so much
Yeah.
on the current stuff.
like it would be random if they just dropped like an Alabasta legend. Like what the fuck?
Because they did that recently, right? Like there was just a random jump back to a bunch of
Yeah,
characters
they
that had.
did Wiper for TM last
Yeah,
month.
the Skypiea stuff is for Treasure
Yeah,
Map.
that was weird. I don't know about that one.
Like, yeah, they had the whole New Year celebration with the current Wano stuff, and then it's like the treasure map for that month is Skypiea. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, there was like a boa as well. Like a random ass boa pulled up, and like
Yeah.
I don't know.
was
Like
weird.
I just in my opinion, like at this point, I just want a little bit of variety other than
Impel Down needs
yeah, that's actually a sick
Impel Down-
shout. Give us like a
And I can also
Magellan
do more, like-
Hannibal legend.
Ivankov.
You know, bro, if they make a Hannibal legend to be the best legend in the game, it's Yoshi's favorite character. So like
time skip during the time skip.
Like training time skip straw
Yeah,
hats.
training time skip.
Oh,
like,
more straw hats.
yeah.
yes,
No,
yes.
I want Zoro versus the monkeys.
That's like
Okay.
whack unit. Do a unit monkey. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Like a new Heracles, a new Perona, a new Rayleigh.
Those
Like,
should
Again,
be- Those would be
No,
sick
that's
characters.
great. It's great because we can get another Gear 4 Luffy legend.
Yes, yes. No, okay. New
let's
character
cover
type.
the animals.
Yeah.
New character archetype. Companion characters. So they're not dual units. They're fake dual
Ooh.
units, but it's a new mechanic in the game where it's like you have two characters in one, and then they do different things depending on different conditions and different things, like different kinds like that. So you have like Rayleigh and
That's
Luffy.
always the worst special ever that I would have to spend 6 years.
It's like
reading.
it's like a pseudo support character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have like Luffy, but then like Rayleigh's in the background just like fucking about having fun. But he also does stuff. If you do certain things, he jumps in and helps out or whatever it is. So if you meet a certain
So if the
condition,
enemy-
Rayleigh joins
yeah.
in.
If the enemy inflicts you with certain debuffs.
Yeah, Rayleigh
Rayleigh
jumps in and
steps up.
removes them.
If the background's a forest.
Hey, there you go. That's my quote me now. That's the next character that's coming out. That's the next archetype. Anyway, moving on. Next question from bless you.
Oh, thank you.
At Wankerfella. Hey, pause. They ask, "Hey fellas."
Hey, yo.
There you go, Chris. Hey fellas. Great content as usual. Got to give a shout out to the OPTC community this week. I was working up in a rural part of Canada a few weeks ago. He was actually working at Cody's house a few weeks ago and having a rough morning with some weird ass patients already. Cody after eating a peanut butter burger. Right before lunch, I had a guy walk into my chair, and the first thing I noticed is the Straw Hat Crew and Heart Pirates flag tattooed on his hands. Of course, we wanted to talk about One Piece, OPTC, and how our multis went for the New Year's celebration. Our chat made me run a bit behind, but it made my day. Have you guys ever met a fellow OPTC player in a place you least expected? And would you guys have done a multi together with your if you guys had done a multi together with your doctor if you knew he was a fellow OPTC player? So have you guys ever met a Treasure Cruise player in the wild? Is the question.
It's a funny
Nope.
story, actually. When I had my surgery a couple weeks ago, I wore my Korra jacket, my Heart Pirate jacket. And as I was getting ready to leave and putting my jacket on, the nurse had made a comment like, "Oh, I like your jacket." So I went off. I was like, "Oh, yes, it's about One Piece and everything." And she showed me the back of her phone, and she actually had the Straw Hat Jolly Roger on her phone. And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like she actually knows.
She knew.
What my jacket is.
She knew.
So that was really awesome. Did not have anything to do with Treasure Cruise, but
Still.
my random nurse having the Straw Hat Jolly Roger was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It was a great feeling.
What about you, Flame?
I mean, I've met like fellow like One Piece people out and about,
Yeah.
but I've never seen someone playing a gacha game. Not just One Piece Treasure Cruise. I've never seen a wild gacha player in New York.
Probably because they just get caught.
Yeah,
Throw the Pokeball at them.
yeah,
That's fair.
but no, I have not.
What about you, Todd?
Yeah, I've had a few experiences like that. Like one time at university, I was just like chilling. I was like playing Treasure Cruise at the time, and some dude came up to me and like, "Oh, you're that Toadski guy, right?" I'm like, "Yeah."
That's fucked.
I shook his hand, and then he walked off. I never saw him again.
We were at the card shop on Monday.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we went to play One Piece cards on Monday, and one of the guy who runs the store came up to me and he asked for my ID from the Bandai application so he could sign me up. And I said my name was Toadski on the app. And then some dude turns around and he goes, "Oh, you're that Toadski guy.
I've been watching you for years."
Yeah. And then so that was pretty cool. We met someone at the card
And he
store.
looks at me and goes, "Oh, I didn't know that was your boyfriend." Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's that guy. It's that guy.
It's that guy.
And then like there was another time I was at like an EB Games and I was just browsing while I was like waiting for my bus to go home.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw some dude in the corner was playing on his phone, and like I was just like walking past him and I saw that he was playing Treasure Cruise.
Jesus.
I was like, "Oh, dude, you play Treasure Cruise?" And I was like, "Oh, like what's in your account? What legends do you have?" And like got talking for a couple minutes, and then just went our own separate ways. So.
That guy was actually me. Todd doesn't know that was me all along. Back in the day.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone out in like the wild. I think somebody like recognized my voice at like an anime convention in Sydney, which was insane.
That's crazy.
That was nuts. And then all my friends were fucking shocked. I was like, yeah, you know the vibes, guys, big time. But no, I think the only like story which doesn't really count is like me and Rion. Like we've been friends for like 5-6 years now. But like, we met through like Justin's Discord, and it turned out we lived in the same city, so now we just hang out like all the time now. So we're really close and stuff. So like that was kind of like a really uncanny experience. But yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy.
I met this random dude playing Treasure Cruise. I joined his Discord one day, and he just like slid into my DMs, and now I can't get rid of him.
That's how it be.
I'm dumb. I was confused. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you joining some random guy's Discord? I was like, oh, that's Todd. I was like, what a stupid thing to do. I was like, oh, that's Todd. My bad. All right. Next question. Next question from @JoelLeon2052. They ask, hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. I would like to hear your opinions on maybe having more gimmicky / unique Grand Voyages. One idea I have is where the Grand Voyage has no NAO and every enemy just has absurd amounts of HP. This would make characters like OG versus Kaido, V1 Fuji, Brook, Hawkins, Bullet, V2 Katakuri, and even rare like Charlotte Amande see some play. With this, I think it will let some of these characters shine and put into their perspective just how powerful they are in how they are meant to clear content, whether that be tanking damage or dealing it. What are your thoughts? That's tough because if every stage has a lot of HP, you need a lot of specials to clear those stages. And then how do you get those special charge back? Does the content give it to you? How do you approach the final stage with the boss? How many special... Grand Voyage is a really weird game mode in that sense.
I would like it, like an infinite HP mechanic just to test damage for teams.
Yeah.
That I would like.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's
even
very
if you did like
tough.
a bunch of random little mobs.
Yeah.
And then something like that as a Grand Voyage, I could see it.
Like any obviously it comes back to the same argument of like, oh, we want like a content to test damage and test mechanics and stuff, which is cool. But if we're talking about like Grand Voyage specifically, I think it is very hard to have content where like every stage has absurd amounts of HP because like they already do, and it's really hard to get through. Like you need units that have high levels, so enough damage output to just attack normally and kill. And like, okay, like you want to have like V1 Kaido and Bullet and stuff shine in that regard, but I think you're gonna need the content's gonna need to have some sort of special charging within the quest itself in order for you to get to the final stage and then also clear it as well. So like, I like the idea of letting those kinds of characters shine, but at the same time, I think it's hard to design around massive HP in that regard there.
I mean, the most gimmicky Grand Voyage is that buggy one where it revives like fucking
cancer
3 times.
I think I cleared that the other day, and I was just like, "This is the dumbest thing in existence. Like, it's not fun. It's really not fun."
Yeah,
like the fact that you specifically need like a subset of units to get through it, and not fun anyway.
This is random, but I just thought of this. It would be crazy. Imagine like they made like a thing where you can like make a custom island.
Yeah.
Kind of like and like you can like put it out for everybody to play. Like you can like pick the debuffs and all that stuff.
Like a Mario Maker kind of thing, right?
Yeah, like a Mario Maker thing. Like that. I feel like that'd be crazy for content.
That'd be free content, like for everyone that's uploading, right? Like I think that the problem is like I think the game can't handle it. We already had a data. We already had a data leak already. You know, like it would kill the game.
It would kill the game because you'd have like people like us making better maps.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I would dedicate my life to making really good content, as opposed to like fuck the turtle item, go play my shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Unless if it's all run on like on a website, and then you can like send and like the server builds it and then like puts it in the game or something.
That would be sick. Like a competition, right? Bando runs a competition like, build your own content. Then everyone gets to build an island that's associated to their ID, and then they decide what they have like 5 winners, and every winner gets like a prize or something like that. Like, you know, you could do it even in that regard there. You know, so like
it's like Mario Maker, where after you build the quest, you have to actually beat it. Exactly. So that it's actually doable.
Correct.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that, like, you know, I think
people Todd brings such cancer.
Yeah,
I think like
Todd would be like it would legitimately require level limit break 5, level 150 every single random ass.
I hate that.
I mean, honestly, I think
with all these specific supports that you would have to have as well, because he's got everything.
Honestly, I don't think I would be that good at it. I think like realistically, I think Chaozu would probably create some amazing ones.
Would make some crazy shit. Yeah, 100%.
I think Stump would make some really good ones.
I think Sleeper Knight. I think Knight would actually, because Knight was sick at team building. Like, I think that he would actually make some really good stuff.
Dude, Subconsi would make that really.
Don't talk about Subconsi would make the most heinous. Like, you need to tap Luffy at 0.2, 0.34 of a frame.
Right?
To get, like, fuck off.
Great, good, great.
Oh
good, great, perfect. Shout out to those guys.
It's like 99 turns of burn, and you have to not hit perfects or some stupid shit.
With perfect being easier to hit.
I'm down. Like, I think people have asked for like a stage builder for a long time, but I think that if you were to add that to the game itself, it would destroy the game. Like hardware wise, because I mean the data breach in itself was already fucked. So like, I think that you would have to have. Like, I think Todd's right. You'd have to hold it on like a subsidiary like website, and then have like the website translate it somehow, then put it into the game. Because that'd be a cool way to do it. You build it on the website, then the website generates an ID, and then you type that ID in on your device, and then it like downloads the quest. But you can only have one quest at a time. So that means that it's not like storing a lot of data on your actual app. It's just storing it in a cloud server, and you're just bringing in quests and trying them out and stuff. So that could be a way to approach it.
Or they could just get bigger servers.
Which I think they're doing. Which hopefully they're doing. Damn it, Bandai, hire me as a fucking solution design tech. I'll solve all your damn problems. I'm being honest with you here. Anyway, second to last question. From at XZZ_4037. They ask, good morning, and thanks for all the work you do for the community. I have come up with an idea that could be implemented into Pirate Rumble, and is the introduction of Rumble Power. Basically, it's that each character can have a Rumble Power that are obtained through tomes that the game gives. And these powers have various effects, such as when less characters are left in your team, increase 20% of damage inflicted. Another effect could be ignore the defense when the life is below 30%. They can make it that every X time you put new Rumble powers, And that will change the meta continuously, and not only use decks and side teams. Implementing these effects could make PvP more strategic, as each character will have different builds, and that will make team building much more fun. And characters that are not seen much can bring out their potential through these effects. I like that idea, and I think that the way you would approach that is having like sockets, but for Pirate Rumble. I think that would be a cool way to do it. Like
Side note.
Yeah.
I've only ever used a quick team.
That's fair.
They say the meta being decks inside. I've only ever used the quick team. I don't.
To be fair, Karissa, you play about 12 hours in a month, so like so,
no.
But no, like I do think that idea is actually really good. I think that the way I think if you did it as like sockets, but for Pirate Rumble, and every character had 3 Pirate Rumble sockets. But you had 3 Pirate Rumble sockets, but there was like 12 options. So that kind of like narrowed down the pool of what you can choose. Like, do you value like, at the start of the quest, reduce defense of all the enemies by like 20%? Or do you value like the end of the quest, the start of the fight or the end of the fight? Or do you value like a flat debuff or buff? Or like, so I think Pirate Rumble powers or Pirate Rumble sockets is actually a really good idea, honestly. I think that would add a lot of interest to it.
I think you're correct. I like the idea. However, given that you can have 8 characters on a team, if you have 3 for all 8 of those, that's 24 potential powers. That's way too many. I think it should be limited to per team, like 3 per team.
That's fair. I agree.
You can select out of the 12. Otherwise, I feel like it would just be atrocious.
And Grand Party would be even more cancerous.
I think if you handled it in the same way that sockets are handled, though, where it maxes out at a certain point. So let's say like if you wanted to do like, let's say here their example is when there's less characters in your team. So let's say if your team has 5 characters, increases 20% of damage inflicted on the enemy. I think that like if you could have a maximum of 24 sockets being 5 levels each, so what's that, 120 powers overall? You need like 40 or 50 of those powers to get to the max level of 20%, right? So like I think if you handled it the same way that sockets are handled, where like what is it? You need 20 or you need 15 like bind sockets to get the 3 turns or 2 turns of bind or whatever it is.
Yeah, you need 20.
Yeah, 20 to get the 3 turns of bind. I think if you like twisted that so it was handled the same way.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, like so like, it caps out. So if you had every character had deal 20% more damage, well the cap is 20%. So there's no benefit in you having like 12 or all 8 of your characters having that socket, right? So like I guess that kind of balances it back in that direction. But I do understand I do get the point of like, well, if you have 24 potential abilities, it would kind of swing things because you could have a lot of different things going at the same time. So how do you balance that? So no, I do like the idea though. I think that's actually a really good way of changing things up and like allowing you to probably use teams and characters that you might not like, allowing you to also beat teams as well that you may not have been able to defeat in the past because of these sockets.
Yeah.
All right.
I concur.
There you go. Decision made. Bandai, put it in the game. Final question. As per usual, from Cody. Hey, gents. Hold that, Karissa. Thanks as always for the work that you do. Looking forward to Flame's thoughts on Fire Emblem. Hold that, Cody.
Hold it, Cody.
Hold it for a month. Hold it for a month and we'll be back. For everyone's sake, I won't rehash my comments from last time. Rehash them in a month. In a month, Cody, we're back in. Anyone tried the Harry Potter game? Yes. I've heard it's great around the castle and village, but falls off a lot outside of those 2 areas. Karissa, thoughts on that?
I do not agree. I think that it just gets better outside of the areas because the exploration is absolutely insane.
Oh, well, I will admit, they definitely put like more detail into Hogwarts. And
yeah.
Hogwarts.
Well, yeah, because those are your main areas. But I would say exploration-wise, and there's just so much to do outside of the castle.
Yeah. There's
so many icons and different things that you need to learn. Like what you've heard wrong.
Okay, there you go. Next part. Hope all of you all had a great Valentine's, whether you all have significant others or not. There's nothing wrong with some self-love and care. Appreciate that one, Cody.
Hey, yo.
Yes, appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Me and Flame in the single side right at the moment of time, so you know. It is what it is. Unfortunately, I don't have a ton for you all this week, but one food-related question I have for you all. If you're making PB&J, are you applying the PB&J to both slices or only one on each? I'm a bit of a madman in the sense that I always put peanut butter on both slices, but only jam on one. How do you guys make your PB&Js?
That exact same way.
So peanut butter on both sides?
Slices, and one slice gets a jelly, because then otherwise if you have it on both slices, trying to put them together, you would fail. It would fall.
There we go. Flame, how are you making your PB&Js?
I actually don't like PB&J.
Ooh.
But if I did have to do it, I would probably do it the way Karissa said, because if you put the jelly on both sides, it's gonna be too nasty.
It's gonna make a mess.
Gross. I don't think I've ever had a PB&J, in all honesty. I don't think I've ever had one.
You had one. I made you one last time you were here, and you hated it.
Fair enough.
Oh, your peanut butter is too sweet.
Suppressed memory.
It must have been a suppressed memory. Nah, I mean, I like peanut butter and jelly, but take out the jelly and put in Nutella instead.
Oh, let them know.
Dude,
let them know.
Banging.
Nutella clear. Yeah. Nutella is clear.
Yeah,
but not American peanut butter, because American peanut butter is too sweet, even if you buy it with no sugar added.
It's very sweet.
Yeah, that Jiffy stuff ain't doing it for me, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I bought no sugar added. It was literally no sugar.
Well,
them peanuts too sweet.
Yeah, they make their stuff too sweet.
Them nuts too sweet. Pause.
Hey,
thanks as always, fellas. Much love, your boy Cody in Canada. Thank you, Cody. That wraps us up. Nice little tight, concise ep there. Thank you, Karissa, for joining us on today's episode.
Thanks for having me.
We didn't really announce it, but like, you're there with Todd. You'll be around for a lot of eps, or at least in the background a few times here and there. So, for those that want to find your socials, if you want to give yourself a shout out, this is your chance in the spotlight.
At Karissa Sunrise.
There you go. On Twitter.
On Twitter. I think I still have an Insta somewhere.
Somewhere, somehow.
Yeah. Discord. Karissa Sunrise.
And on Twitch.
On
Twitch, Karissa Sunrise. Xbox, Karissa Sunrise.
Damn. MySpace, Karissa Sunrise, you know what I'm saying? Bebo, Karissa Sunrise, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Depop Store coming soon. But in all honesty, thank you, Karissa, for joining today. We appreciate your insights and all that good fun stuff. But as per usual, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you go down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment for the algorithm, and if you're feeling a little bit of financial freedom, you can also hit the join button and support us there. But while you're down there, go in the description, you can join our Linktree link, that is linktr.ee/Perfect. You can find all of our social media platforms, our Twitter, at GGP Podcast. We're also on Anchor, anchor.fm/Perfect. There you can find us on all of the audio platforms, the main ones being Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts as well. Whilst you're also down there, you can find our hosts, Nightmare JP, Flamevius, Toadski, and myself, Captain Puppy. Go follow, like, subscribe, do all that kind of fun stuff. I don't know, maybe Flame uploads a video this year. You might as well subscribe, because you never know, it might happen or not, so, don't want to miss out, right? But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Captain Puppy, Flame, Todd, and Karissa. Thank you for listening to episode 2. Next time. Peace.
Bye.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.